Hey guys, it's Brent here from Wynnum Marine. Today we're going to show you our company demo E695 Hardtop. It's Cruisecraft's latest model, and to date it's the most advanced boat they've ever built, and we want to show you why. Come for a little wander around. I'm just going to talk about things that we're walking past and a lot of the standard features that are on this boat, because this thing comes packed with a heap of gear that you don't have to think about or you don't have to tick a box about. So let's start off with the trailer that it's sitting on. So it's a Redco alloy I-beam trailer in Cruisecraft spec. So standard features, we've got a spare wheel and carrier with the cover on there as well. Super handy winch post step, so that's going to help us when we're launching and retrieving, which we'll show you a little bit later on. We've got the Fulton winch, and we've also got the latch and release system. So in a minute we're going to show you how to launch and retrieve this boat one out, and this thing just helps out so much. It's a game changer. You can see down the I-beam, we've got C-deck pads. So if you do need to walk on the trailer, it's giving you a little bit of grip. We've got a nice powder-coated checker plate guard, alloy wheels. Now let's quickly have a look at the back of the trailer. This is important because when you're retrieving, it's probably the most daunting part of the day. So down here, there's two big V-guides which lead you onto the better keel rollers. If you're not quite straight, it's going to help you push you over, which makes that retrieving so much easier. So the E695 has a max horsepower rating of 250 horsepower, which is what's on this one here. It's the 250 in pearlescent white. It's a V6 motor, 4.2 litre, massive power, huge torque. It really suits the boat well. It doesn't need any more power. A couple of cool features. Having your inbuilt steering makes all this rigging down through here nice and neat. So all we've got inside here is a harness and a fuel line, so it keeps that transom really clean. One thing I really like is the above water exhaust, which are used 2,500 RPM and under. So if you're in reverse, all those gases are coming out here rather than out here, which just gives that prop so much more bite. Where that's important, if you're using the fish point features, which we'll show you later, it just gives you much more control. Whilst we're at the back of the boat, there's really only one option that we can see here. So this is our underwater lights. They're the X8. They're in blue color. They're super bright. They do a really nice job. Pretty much everything else you see is standard. So Lenco auto retracting trim tabs, they're standard. We've got our nice 3-rung ladder with this ladder bar. So as your ladder comes down, it's not bumping into your trim tabs. Really handy when you're climbing up the ladder if you're in the water. You've got 2 grab points here and here. That's also standard. Just makes using the boat so much easier. To assist in the boarding, we've got our transom door. Nice little latch which stops it from rattling around. Really handy. So as I mentioned earlier, this boat's fitted with an L&R. So we're going to show you and explain how easy this boat is to launch solo. So a couple little basic things that everyone will know is a couple of tie down straps. They need to come off. We have 3 bungs along the transom. We need to make sure they're in. So one of the most common questions we get asked when we're handing these over is how deep do we put the boat? Now rather than using the trailer to determine the depth, we use the boat. So what we're aiming for is the chine line just at the back, just kissing the water. That takes a little bit of the weight off the trailer, and it's going to help you roll back onto that latch nice and easy. We're going to power up the boat. So the next thing before we launch is removing our Yamaha chock. This is what's used for when towing. It's now ready to put in the water. So the first thing we're going to notice is you can see the chine at the back, how it's just touching the water. That's your ideal height for launching. When we put it back on the trailer, we're obviously going to use the trailer to determine the depth. So a couple of things first. First thing I do is take the safety chain off. The next thing we're going to do is engage the latch. Now there's 2 movements we need to do when we're launching. One is engaging it. Now we're going to release the winch. So as you can see, the boat's rolling back nicely. As soon as we've got a bit of slack off the strap, that comes off. Now we need to disengage the latch. So it's trying to open itself now. So what we're going to do is once we're in the boat is we're going to drive it forward. That'll automatically open, and then we're going to come straight off the trailer. As I mentioned, we've got this nice step here. We're going to use the spare wheel and the step to climb up over the top. Now always be careful, it can be a little bit slippery. You've got a rail to hold onto, and then holding onto underneath the hardtop makes it nice and easy. So I like to drop the motor into the water. Then we're going to start it up. Now, you can let the motor warm up for a few seconds. I generally let it warm up for the time it takes me to tie the fenders on. All right, she's ready to come off the trailer. We've got to drive it forward first. A little bit of reverse. It's as easy as that. So it's all tied up. We'll go park the car and we'll show inside the boat. Okay, the first thing you're going to notice on the 695 is the standard side door. It just makes so much easier for launching passengers, gear. It's built into the mold. It looks good, it seals up well. It's probably one of the best features of this new model. Yeah, this thing is over-engineered, massive big stainless hinges, nice big latch, doesn't rattle around. Really love it. So we're just steaming out the Manly Harbour here. We're going to go for a quick run over to Green Island. We'll pull up, we'll throw the anchor down, we'll show you how that works, and then I'll walk you from front to back on this amazing boat. So really nice feature or option that we put on this boat is the stress-free anchor winch. Little tip, when you're driving along, there's a circuit breaker. It's always nice to have that tripped. That way if someone leans on the switch when you're underway, it's not going to go out accidentally. So we've turned the circuit breaker on. We're going to point the boat into the breeze. And you can use a free fall function, or for just shallow water like we're in today, we're just going to manually put it down. So just press the down button. Nice little feature on this option is the chain is covered in the chain sock. It's just a lot quieter when you're launching the anchor and obviously when you're retrieving it. Also at the end there's a nice stainless steel swivel, so if that anchor comes up upside down, a couple of up and down positions, and it generally rights itself. I'm just going to show you through the whole boat. So we're going to start at the front. A couple of little features. Obviously we've got our electric anchor winch, which is distress-free. Quite popular questions is how big's the cabin? So let's jump inside and check it out. So sliding lockable door. It's a standard feature on the boat, which is really nice. So I'm 6 foot, so I can lay down quite comfortably, as you can see. Once we're looking up, we've got the new glass hatch. It's a lockable hatch as well. It also lets a little bit of light in. You can see the cabin is lined. That's standard. The little LED light, touch that on. That's also standard. We've got our nice shelving all around here. As you can see, we've got some life jackets up here. It's got this nice little padded backrest. The infill cushion that I'm laying on, that's actually an option, but the two on the side are standard. And then underneath there, we've got all sorts of storage as well, so you can get all your gear under there. And then through this center section, which we'll show you in a minute, we've got the electric macerator toilet, which is a very popular option. One of the best things about this new hatch is the airflow that allows through. So just opening that, it's quite a warm day today. The amount of air that's coming through there is absolutely nice. And if you're driving slowly, you can have it just ajar. That also lets a little bit more air through the whole boat. So this is the cabin with the infill cushion and one of the sides pulled out. Lovely option underneath this nice storage box. You've got your electric macerator toilet. Very, very popular option. Sits in there nice and neat. It's out of the road. And on the other side, and this is mirrored on the side I'm sitting on, is a nice little storage box. Cruise craft attention to detail. As you can see, this is part of the floor liner. So it's all fiberglass. It's not just flow coat. Super easy to wipe out and keep clean. And look how good it looks. I'm going to call this the business end of the boat. This is where it all happens. Look, the first thing I'm drawn to, and people coming in and seeing this boat, is the new Penaview windscreen. Like, there's just no obstruction. Like, the vision you get out of this is phenomenal. The windscreen wiper cleans up really nice. We've been covering it in a product called Rain-X, so the water's just beating off it. We've got these huge sliding windows, which let a lot of airflow in. People ask, is it hot inside here? I actually find it a little bit cooler. This is double insulated, or double lined, I should say. So there's an inner mold and an outer mold. And as you can see, it's like a hat peak, which goes out the front and rolls around the side. So as you're driving and wind's flowing up here, it's trapped and it gets forced back through here. So you get a really nice breeze coming through the boat. The electronics. So Cruisecraft and Garmin, they work really closely together, and everything is factory fitted. So this whole dash you see here is completely done by Cruisecraft. We're running a Garmin 8416 flush mounted in dash and the 8412 up on the dash. They both do exactly the same thing. They've been paired with a GD51 plank mounted transducer. So that's on the bottom of the boat, gives you a nice clean reading at speed. Now we're also running a pocket mounted PM275 transducer. It's paired with a sonar module, which is Garmin's new GSD 28. That's got some really cool features, especially when you put the sat compass on the roof, which this one has got. So the benefit of having the sat compass on roof with the PM275 pocket mount is it gives you heave compensation. So whilst running in shallow water, I've got the heave compensation turned on, and there's a bit of boat chop and a bit of wind chop around and the boat's moving up and down. But as you can see, it just flattens out the bottom really nicely. As you're steaming along, if you roll over a rock and you're going up and down over swell, it's going to be very hard to see that, as that just eliminates that and makes you pick up those bottom images a lot better. As a factory fitted package, we think this is the ultimate setup. Look, one of my favorite features is the radar. It's got motion scope technology. Now, if we turn that on, it's just spinning up. We'll just zoom out a little bit. Now, the different colors we can see on the screen, they mean something. So red is danger. It's generally a stationary object. If we zoom in over here, we can see a couple of boats in the distance. They're anchored up, which they're stationary. If they were moving away from us, they're going to show in a green color, which is safe. And if they're sort of moving towards us, they're going to show in a purple or a magenta color. So super helpful if you're navigating at night. It just gives you so much more confidence. We've been testing the new Psionics camera. It's a thermal camera. It's night vision, basically. It turns night into day, and it just gives you so much more confidence when you're driving at night, especially paired with the radar. Above the Garmin unit, we've got the Yamaha CL5 touchscreen display. This is going to tell you absolutely everything you need to know about your Yamaha: trim, fuel consumption, battery, temperature, oil, kilometers per litre, your flow rate. Really handy tool. We've also got our Lenco trim tabs. They're a standard feature in the boat. And on the opposite side, we've got our stress-free anchor winch switch. You can see it's got a free fall and a manual up and down. Other standard feature is the wireless phone charger. Super handy. Just clips in there, nice and easy. So another standard feature is our nice switch panel. It's got like a little carbon fiber backing on there. When you turn them on, they light up blue, so they're easy to see at night. And we've got our Helm Master autopilot panel, which is on the opposite side. Control box and your Helm Master joystick. One thing that doesn't really get spoken about enough, I think, is just how comfortable these boats are to drive. You're not reaching for everything, it's just right next to you. Yamaha's control box, super ergonomical. It's easy to leverage off. As you can see as well, when you put it into gear, they change color into green. Back into neutral, it's blue. With the joystick, you can drive the boat with this. Forward, reverse, twisting will turn it. It's got some really nice features such as fish point, which is like a spot locking feature. You can have it hold stern into the breeze or bow into the breeze. And we've also got a drift point, so you can set up a drift on your sounder, hit the drift point, and it's going to keep you along that line. Whilst we're down here, the mic for the standard Garmin VHF radio, nice and handy. It's at this arm's reach, and the head unit itself is mounted up in the hardtop, so nice and easy to see. Whilst we're up in the hardtop area, we've gone for the Fusion RA210 stereo, 4 speakers, which are also standard. The inside of this hardtop, we've optioned black. That cuts a lot of glare, especially if you're driving at night. And The dash pad on this boat as well, which is standard, it's in a dark color. That's also reducing a lot of that glare at night, which just makes that driving experience a lot easier. Switching sides in the Helm, there's a couple of cool little features. So we've got a lockable little hatch in here. It's quite deep as well, so you can get quite a bit of gear in there. Sort of 2-tier storage shelf. We've opted for the pie oven. Every boat's got to have a pie oven there. Absolutely awesome. Nice little bit of storage, drink holder, and there's also a 12 volt and a USB up in here. So passengers want to charge up things, or you want to blow up tubes or whatever it is, super handy. There's a couple of hatches down below here. They're on either side. So a little bit of storage. The standard seats in the boat are great. So what I personally find is the backs move. So when you're sitting in the seat, if it's rough, you're sort of moving with the seat. They sort of wrap around your rib cage as well. They both slide backwards and forwards, and both of them swivel around as well. So if you swivel both seats around, it just opens up the back room. There's already a lot of room out here, but it makes the room massive. As you can see, they're sitting on 2 big stainless steel frames. Super handy. Down the back of their neck. It's going to keep you nice and dry. Above the hardtop, we've got our rocket launcher, which is another standard feature. 10 rods it holds up the top. We've also put the relax and LED lights up here. Well, these turn night into day. Got a longer anchor light post just because our Garmin radar is sitting on a mast. Now, whilst we're up looking in this area, we've gone for 2 aerials. So we've got a AM/FM and a VHF aerial. They're on a stainless steel swivel base, which is really nice. It makes the boat look really good. And really cool feature is our relax outriggers. So we've gone with the blacked out edition. They're a 550 base and a standard carbon pole, which is a 4.5 meters. Look, I keep mentioning it, but this comes all factory fitted from Cruisecraft, already rigged. It's for them, they're repeating this work all the time, so it's just right every time you get it. We're at the back of the boat. This is where you're going to be fishing, obviously. What makes it really easy is all of your switching for live bait tank, kill tanks in the floor, your deck wash, it's all down the back of the boat. So you're not walking up to the front of the boat to turn any of that on. Whilst we're down here, we've got our lounge. Super easy. We just grab the front of it, pull it out, and it just folds out. If you want to put it away, this folds up. Now, the whole thing lifts out as well. So if you don't need the lounge for the day, we can just grab onto this. As simple as that, it just pulls out. This boat's been optioned with Cruisecraft's premium bait board. It's got a nice big cutting surface along here, which is hinged. Bit of storage underneath here with the drain. And you've got these 2 little, storage hatches on the side. What I really like about these, the 2 upright rod holders, whilst you're not going to use them for fishing, they're super handy for traveling, or if you're re-rigging or moving spot, you can put all of your rigs, leads underneath here. That way they're not flapping around. Super handy. We've got a knife rack along the back here. And this little D-hook, when your deck wash is plugged in just here, the gun is just up on the back. Now, live bait tank, it's massive. So big lid. We've got our nice little clear screen to see all the liveys swimming around. These are blue inside as standard, and obviously turning it on and off is our switch just at the back here. Another new feature of the 695 is the way the transom's been, call it a W. So it's, as you can see, it just gives you more room. So if you're standing up along here, you're not sort of standing back. Moving below our bait tank now, we've got 2 hatches on either side. This is access to your batteries. They are raised up off the floor. any water flowing down the back of the boat using a deck wash, it's going underneath those pads and it's directed straight into the bilge tank. Big hatch centralized in the boat. This gives you access into the bilge area. We've got 3 seacock valves, deck wash, live bait tank, and our kill tanks. Access to your fuel filter, and if you need to clean your bilge out, it's super easy to get in there and wipe it out clean. Option in this boat is the sea deck flooring, super soft under the feet, doesn't get too hot, and it cleans up extremely well. Hands down, my most favorite feature in the boat is the 2 kill tanks. These are insulated, they're approx 80 litres each side. The way we use them is one side for bleeding, one side for storing. So if you want to bleed a fish on this side, we turn the kill tank on, we undo the tap, we pump a heap of water in there. Once it's full of water, turn it off, close your tap. That's your side for bleeding. On the opposite side, we put a heap of ice, some salt water, and there's your slurry. Now, the good thing about these tanks is they also pump out. You've bled half a dozen fish in there, that's full of bloody water. We've got another switch down the back here. We turn that on, it pumps all the water straight out the side of the boat, ready to put some fresh water in there. So this boat's fitted with a deck wash system. So plugs in here nice and easily. The gun just sits up there. The boat's also fitted with a tap timer. You just bump it with your knee, squirts out the side of the boat. Now it also has fresh water on board and a valve handle just here so we can alternate between fresh or salt. It doesn't matter which one you're using, you're gonna get fresh or salt out the side, and same for your deck wash gun. So we're on the port side of the boat here. Some standard features, we've got like some little holders, you can put your gaff, net, some small jigging rods, whatever it might be. It's all part of that one-piece floor liner, so super easy to clean. We've got a nice padded side coaming down here, nice rail to hold onto. And as you can see up on the top deck, we've got 3 rod holders. That's mirrored on the opposite side as well. They're standard. We've got the sea deck along here. We've also got a couple of cup holders. They also double as sinker or rig holders. Your moving spot, you drop your rig in there, it's not banging against the side of the boat. And again, the side door. Hands down, one of the best features of this boat. It's standard, big sturdy stainless steel latch, opens up all the way. It's sealed up, as we can see down through here, and just makes getting in and out of the side of the boat or lifting heavy gear so much easier. So the power bank of this boat, you've got this nice handy, easy to see battery switch panel. There's actually a light up in here if you're at night time. The dual batteries are standard on this boat. We've actually opted for a second house battery, so we're running 3 batteries. Nicely labelled circuit breakers for our house and our winch. We're running power for a fridge and 2 electric reels. They've got all their own circuit breakers. Everything's just so easy to see, you know. As soon as you lose power on something in a boat, you know, it can get a little bit stressful, but just having everything accessible here just makes usability so much easier. So what makes this boat so fishable is, one thing is the freeboard. Look, I'm 6 foot, it's well above my knees. Your toes go underneath here so you can really lock yourself in. But virtually the whole inside of the boat is padded. Now, if you're fishing all day fighting fish, you've got something to lean onto, you've actually got a nice rail to brace yourself if it is a little bit rough. It is hands down one of the best boats to fish out of. So that's a rundown on the new E695 hardtop from Cruisecraft. I've spent over 100 hours in the 695 and I can hand on heart say it is one of the best hardtops I've ever been on. I really encourage you to come down to the dealership and check it out for yourself. Any Cruisecraft related questions or inquiries, you can contact us on 3396 9777 or get us on the web at www.wynnummarine.com.au. Thank you guys.